Hello everybody, Dokkan Assets here. Today we are back with another episode of Dragon Ball figure news. I know we have a very interesting screen right before our eyes today. Something a little bit different this time around. Of course, we are still going to take a look at our usual dbzfigures.com and Baggy's Twitter. But this time around, we do actually have a contender for only this episode. And the reason why we're going to be taking a look at the official Dragon Ball website this time around is because SDCC 2021, the online version, just occurred, as well as, I guess, the in-place version. But we're actually looking at the online one. Obviously, we're not. I wish I could go to the IRL one, but whatever. The point of the matter is, they showed off a ton of new figures this year at the convention. Surprisingly, not just SH Figuarts, because that's usually what they show most of the time when it comes to SDCC. They did show some Bandai Spirits, some Ichiban show, Ichiban Kuji, Bam Presto figures there as well, which we will also take a look at. But we are probably going to be covering SH Figuarts for the most of this video, because most of the stuff in our statue realm of things with Bandai Spirits is all final images of figures that we have already seen, which is always exciting, but obviously nothing brand new on that front. But there is tons of brand new SH Figuarts stuff that I am excited to share with you, and one may or may not be literally the title of this video that may or may not have literally screamed on stream when I saw that that was what was revealed here. So let's just get into it before I start rambling anymore here. This is a pretty cool little thing that we're actually going to be able to walk through. This is quite literally a virtual version of this event. Now, I don't know if this actual thing is like what you actually walk through when you are at the convention, but either way, this thing is super dope. So you basically like get to walk around in this virtual environment. I won't like walk around in here too much, because obviously we're here for Dragon Ball figures specifically. So if you would like to take a look at this, of course, I'll leave a link in the description. But this is really cool that they have like this honestly virtual reality-esque type of thing where you can explore the venue virtually. As you can see here, lots of great stuff, right? San Diego Comic-Con at home, Toriyama's comment. They have tons of really cool Dragon Ball stuff in here. Again, if you want to take more of a detailed look at this yourself, I please encourage you to go check this out in the link in the description. Obviously, I could literally be here for the entire video and we would get nowhere. So I want to at least get a move on. I do have to, of course, give a shout out to the boy, Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. How could I not give a shout out to, of course, the game that this channel's namesake is named after. Now, here's the room that we are interested in. This is the figure room for SH Figuarts, and I'm just gonna be frank with you, bro. We're just gonna approach this table right away. You can see it right here. It's your girl KEFLA. Oh my gosh, literally, I saw this on stream. I hadn't actually seen this yet because the day I was streaming, I was not on Twitter all day. And as soon as I saw this, I flipped out, because as most of you know, we have been waiting for a KEFLA figure for a really long time now, since the character debuted in the Tournament of Power arc. There has not been a KEFLA figure bigger than a minifigure, right? Which what could I give? It's like a size of a chapstick, like plastic container, right? Like a chapstick stick is the biggest KEFLA figure that we've ever gotten. So the fact that we are getting a SH Figuarts version of KEFLA is absolutely insane. Let me look up the actual date while I'm talking about this. But regardless, it is so cool that we are obviously getting a figure of her. Nonetheless, a SH Figuarts figure, so of course we know it is going to be good quality. Hopefully, if Bandai ever does make one, it doesn't end up being a little bit stinky. But nonetheless, very excited to have her first figure be this SH Figuarts figure. Unfortunately, on the wiki, I can't find her first appearance in the anime. It doesn't say the date of the episode that she debuted in. But nonetheless, this is also something else that I wanted to take a look at here. Basically, if you guys remember, we did cover this on Figure News a little while ago. They are making the entire Fighters roster into SH Figuarts figures. I believe this kind of happened because they realized, wait, like more than half the roster is already a figure, so why don't we just make the roster into figures? And basically for the characters that weren't available, you could choose and vote for the character that you would want to become a figure next. And obviously, as you can see by this, our girl KEFLA did end up taking the dub. Now, obviously, the other two figures that did win here are a little bit of a mystery. I will tell you, I have found out from an anonymous tip. I'm just kidding. It's actually just 86 reviews. He's a fire SH Figuarts content creator. Definitely go check him out. But he was saying in his video covering this that they are already working on these two figures, so it's not like they are, you know, in the dark about what they're going to be, and they're like just prototypes or whatever. They're in the works. It's just they're kind of leaving it as a surprise for us. I wish you could make this thing full screen, but unfortunately you cannot. Anyhow, let's go ahead and take a step over here to the Namek booth, since we have already taken a look at KEFLA. If we click on this, I believe we can take a look at everything individual here. So we already know Frieza obviously on sale. This was a brand new thing that was displayed here, which is pretty cool. This is going to be a new version of the Final Form Frieza. Obviously, the original Final Form Frieza SH Figuarts figure was released a fat minute ago, and this is going to be a special color version like they did with Cell. Obviously you can see the shiny bits is what is the special color here. Of course, they are a lot more purple compared to the original version of this figure. Also, that figure came out when I believe they were still using 1.0 body mechanics in their figures, so this guy should be housing 2.0 mechanics in the way that he works. So that will be very cool to see as well. I might pick up this figure myself, though I do have the Figuarts version of Frieza in his final form, so we'll have to see. Also, funny that they call it fourth form. I guess that makes sense, but at the same time, a little bit goofy. Obviously, we have the Bulma Journey to Namek. Of course, this figure is coming out later this year, but it is pretty cool standing next to the Namekian spaceship. Obviously, a lot smaller than how it should actually be, but I don't know if this is like an SH Figuarts accessory. I assume no. I think it's literally just there for the display, unfortunately. I do think that if Tamashii decided to make some accessories like that for SH Figuarts, I think they would sell well, because the Dragon Stars World Tournament stage sold like hotcakes, so I think that might be something they should invest into the future, honestly. Now, we do have all of these guys that have already previously been released. Funny enough, they don't mention Krillin here, because we will actually see him later. But, of course, Burter, Jace, Gohan, and, well, Krillin have all released by this point. We've already seen Kaioken Goku as well, and Ginyu too. We got those little Dragon Balls chilling right there, which is nice. And then if you want to look on Tamashii's website, you can see the actual individual images for these various figures. Now, don't worry, we'll take a look at them later. We got a lot to get through here, so... Wait, what? No! Put me back in, please. Put me back in the virtual reality. We gotta watch this again! Okay, so I did also zoom this in a little bit too, because obviously now it'll be a little bit easier to see. I didn't even notice the water there is the green Planet Namek water. That's really cool. Now, obviously, we did see this guy a little bit already. We've not seen this much of a detailed look on our boy here. Of course, this is the upcoming SH Figuarts Dodoria. We did see this in a little bit of a promo video, I believe it was last month, something like that. So obviously exciting that he is coming into production here. Of course, keep in mind with all these figures that aren't like, you know, officially released or up for pre-order yet, these are still the prototypes, so that is something to keep in mind. But this figure looks absolutely incredible, and the one thing that I will say about this is that this figure does kind of make me sad, only because it makes me realize that they really could have made Guldo articulated, and they high-key shafted my boy, considering we have a, you know, articulated Dodoria, and Dodoria's body shape is just a bigger version of Guldo. I don't know, maybe I'm alone on that, but let me know in the comments. Nonetheless, very, very cool, very wide looking. I love the look of the spikes, love the look of his face as well. Oh wow, I didn't even know we could zoom in on that. That's sick. I think they did a fantastic job, especially making this guy look like Dodoria. Now, another probably cool thing that you noticed here is our boy Zarbon. That's right, this was a figure that was also revealed today at the convention. We have a regular version of Zarbon, obviously not Super Zarbon, that is currently in the works. Again, this is a prototype version of this guy. Looks great, if I do say so myself. I assumed that they were probably going to make a Zarbon figure. If they were going to make a Dodoria figure, it only kind of makes sense to have both of Frieza's right-hand men by his side. And I like this a lot, actually. I don't know what that is in, like, the his lower area there. It's a very weird, like, strap. Maybe it's because the like darker blue is attached to his legs. I don't know. We'll have to see what that ends up being when we actually finally get the figure. But nonetheless, very, very cool display. I like this a lot. Obviously, it'll be awesome having literally this display on your shelf with the three of them there. That will be super cool. Moving on from the Namek station here, let's go ahead and take a look at this. Now, this is obviously basically everything that we've seen up until this point, where we got to see everything brand new for today. This is, of course, the event exclusive color editions of the Beerus, the Whis, and the God Goku, and the Nappa. I believe we talked about these guys in a previous figure news. If not, maybe I'm just tripping and I remember talking about them on stream, but I swear we talked about them in the last figure news because it got announced that they were going to be the exclusives for the convention. Unfortunately, I do know that people have been having issues pre-ordering these guys. Apparently the the Bandai Premium website, right, that you would pre-order these guys off of crashed on the first date that you actually were able to pre-order these guys. Unfortunately for Nappa, it looks like pre-orders already closed. I swear that I saw with maybe it's just, no, I guess it must be all of them. Goku's closed as well. I swear with Beerus and Whis, there was going to be another day to pre-order them. Yeah, no, I thought they were going to be up today. I was going to say, lucky you, the day that this video is going up, you will actually be able to pre-order them because there's still going to be another round of pre-orders on the 25th, but I guess I misinterpreted that. Unfortunate. But I did hear lots of reports of a lot of people really struggling to get these guys. Like the website was doing a ton of crashing. Apparently people's carts weren't going through, all that stuff. Sounded like a big mess. Even though I did want Beerus and Whis, they weren't like extremely like, you know, I needed them type of thing. So I don't know. Hopefully I can end up picking them up in the future. The nice thing about these figures getting released is obviously since they're out in the wild and they are, you know, going to be more abundant, they will be easier to come by. Probably more so though than unfortunately the $50 standard price tag. I do see the coloring difference now actually. I didn't notice that it was like shiny blue on his, what would you even call that? His royal garb around his neck. I don't even know what you call that. I guess it's just shinier paint. I was kind of curious what they meant by special color version for those two. Obviously, it's pretty clear for Goku, and Nappa, he just kind of looks normal, to be honest with you. You can't convince me otherwise. Anyway, though, still pretty cool that obviously they showed that off nonetheless, and of course, our Dragon Ball SH Figuarts stands. They did also show off something else interesting here. So, of course, with the Universe Survival Saga display here, we have our boy Piccolo, a prototype as well. Unfortunately, there's not really a way to zoom in on that, but a prototype of a Muten Roshi-sama from the Tournament of Power. Obviously, this is the look that he gets in the Tournament of Power, so it is cool to see that that figure is in production. What this seems like to me is that this is sort of implying that they are going to do a figure to represent every single version of every character from the Tournament of Power here. So obviously, as time goes on, I'm sure we'll see more of those characters come into the limelight, which will be cool. But it is nice to see that Master Roshi from the look that we can get here. He does look pretty cool. Obviously, we do have Goku and Gohan, or Goku and Vegeta, rather. I was going to say with Gohan, I know that's a little bit hard to see right there, but that does say $36 for Gohan, which is absolutely ridiculous because obviously this is the original Ultimate Gohan figure, and this guy is impossible to come by. There is no way you're getting this guy for $36. It's almost kind of disrespectful that they're displaying him with that price tag there, if I'm being 100 with you. But nonetheless, obviously they did show off some other very exciting things. For one, Krillin. This is the brand new 2.0 Krillin figure. This guy looks fantastic, if I do say so myself. Obviously, Krillin is one of those older SH Figuarts figures that was really hard to come by. He ended up becoming a super rare figure, so it is really cool that we're getting a 2.0 version of him. Krillin, Earth's strongest man. It is looking like as well that some of the joints on here are even more updated than like what we're used to with the 2.0 body. Like the pants look even better. They almost kind of remind me what they did with the Super Saiyan 4 Goku pants. It is interesting that how they decided to go with his eyes too, where they did a little bit of an outline. It almost kind of reminds me of the new movie design a little bit more. But obviously that has a little bit of white in the eyes, so not the same thing. The only thing that I don't really like about this is that the cut right here for the gi is very weird. Like, I'm assuming they did that because Krillin is so short, but it's still a very odd choice to cut it that way. Either way, very cool nonetheless. Obviously, this was also something very exciting that dropped this week. I don't think that we covered this on the last figure news because this came out between now and then. But of course, a Tournament of Power Android 18 and a Tournament of Power Android 17. Very, very exciting stuff. We will see more images of them later. That's why I'm kind of going through them a little bit quickly. But obviously super cool that we were getting both versions of these. I knew that they were probably going to make an Android 17 considering a lot of third-party companies have made one of our boy MVP, but I definitely did not see the Android 18 coming, so very, very cool on that front. Speaking of them, they do have their own little display here. It is literally just the same thing with, you know, you can click on them, but the display looks cool for them nonetheless. Obviously, it is both of them on these rocks here. We do have Bulma as well. Let's make a diorama. Obviously, this is just talking about them making the diorama. But it is cool, again, that you can literally like walk through this whole thing and see this. They did have our boy Super Saiyan 4 Goku on display again. Obviously, we have seen this figure a couple of times now. People are very excited for this. I'm very excited for this. I cannot wait to get my hands on him. I've ordered a bunch of them. One of them for a giveaway. But yeah, very excited to get that figure. Cool that they had him on display. Obviously, this is like the GT intro sort of meme. We did have a... No, go back to that. Goku Black was also on display, which was pretty cool. Of course, this is the re-release of the convention one, which is just going to be $35 because it's just going to be him in there. We do have the Goku eating diorama, which also actually just released in Japan recently. We've seen this promo image of it so many times. I have not actually watched a review on this. I was meaning to. I'll do that before I go to bed after I finish making this video, because I know that this actually came out in Japan already. But cool that they had it on display once again. Now, this was another really cool thing that we got to see in terms of newer stuff. So you might be looking at this and thinking, wow, this is a lot of figures that I've seen before, right? We have obviously the Tien and Chaozu, we have Yamcha, we have Gohan, and we have Trunks, but there are a couple of new contenders. This is just the full power Goku that came out recently. And then obviously we have Krillin, but I know it's a little bit hard to see, and again, we'll look at some more close-up images of it later, but Vegeta's face was a little bit different than he has had in the past. It's looked a little bit more anime accurate, and as well, obviously, you can notice that a couple of these figures are different. I know I keep pacing back and forth in my virtual world here. I'm trying to get a good angle. There we go. But obviously, a lot of these are based on the Cell Saga. Wow, I can read! Rather than the current designs that we have for some of these figures already. I believe that Tien and Yamcha are both fall under that category as well. I think that Trunks is also a little bit different. Again, keep in mind these are both prototypes. I think that I don't remember if the current Chaozu and Tien, I guess the one that we have must have the the little bit of the gi over his shoulder, right? Because that's what it says that one is released there. Because I know that in the Cell Saga, isn't there a moment where he doesn't have that and it's just the top half of him he doesn't have anything on? I think that's also something else that they could maybe do at some point. But obviously they put out the Yamcha again and the newer base form Vegeta, which I would love to get. So will be cool to see when these figures end up dropping. I think that does say Trunks now on sale, but that kind of looks different to me than the one that we currently have. Could just be tripping though. Anyhow, that is basically it for everything that we have for the SH Figuarts section of this. Obviously, there is some other cool virtual memorabilia here, but this is pretty cool. Obviously, this is every single SH Figuarts figure on the wall here. Pretty goofy that they just stuck the Ozaru on the floor. They didn't decide to put him like higher up. I don't know why. I know he's like the biggest one, but still kind of a weird decision in my opinion. Oh, they put the like Goku food thing there. Interesting. But a very cool look for this. Is this something that we can access, or is this just like a door? No, that's just the door. Either way, looks pretty cool. I love the fact that they have this included in here, but you can probably see, ooh, look at this. Wow, what do we got here? Look at all of our boys representing out here. We have a bunch of Ichiban Sho, aka Ichiban Kuji figures up on display here. Now, what is pretty funny that they are displaying these particular figures, we're looking at the right half of the screen at the moment, is that these guys didn't come over to the West. I don't know why they're calling these Ichiban Sho, when the technicality is that Ichiban Sho figures are figures that have been released overseas outside of Japan, and Ichiban Kuji figures are still these, but also the ones that, you know, are released in Japan as the Japanese version, but then technically by proxy, because of the Ichiban Sho moniker, they're also like the Japanese exclusive ones, but obviously have crossover too. Kind of how that works, but not really, just like sort of a coincidence that it works that way. Either way, everything from basically from Ozaru Vegeta over to Super Saiyan 3 Goku, besides base form Goku, has not been released in the States. So I don't know why they would show this under the Ichiban Sho thing. Like, maybe they could be like, oh wow, look at these figures that Japan got. I don't know. Seems kind of funny to me that they would show it but not actually release it. But it looks cool nonetheless. Obviously nice to see these guys on display, and it is nice to see Bandai Spirits just on display at all. Obviously, we have a bunch of great Kuji sets here. All of the names of these are escaping me at the moment. I apologize for that. But TLDR, the set where we had Yamcha, Piccolo, Tien. Funny enough, they did show Chaozu, which was also a Japanese exclusive. Whoa, what's going on with Krillin's head? So weird. I think that this is also the last. Isn't that the last one? Oh no, the last one Krillin is over here. I'm literally tripping. My bad. But yeah, obviously the Goku and Vegeta as well. Master Roshi figure that I really love. Very cool that we still got some Bandai Spirits representation. We do have, I think, more. And we also have... Ooh, wait, let's take a look at this. Because obviously this is what we're really excited for. Whoa, wait. Well, I didn't see this one before. Hold up. Okay, so this... Oh, yo, they really brought out the Shinron for this. That's crazy. As you can see here, we have a couple of Kuji minor prizes. This Ichiban Kuji set as well. They had, I think this is called Ultimate Variation, if memory serves properly. A lot of the figures in this set weren't really that exciting, but obviously the boy Shinron was quite exciting in this set. Now, we do actually have some like real Ichiban Sho figures, if you want to call it that. Of course, these are the up-and-coming Saiyan Saga set that we have been super excited for here on the channel. We have a look at the Vegeta figure. Of course, these are the finals for these figures, and in my opinion, they look great. We have been taking a look at these guys for a little while now, so I won't take too much of an in-depth look, but of course, I'll give each of them a spin. I cannot wait for Nappa. He's personally the one that I'm most excited for, just because obviously I never thought that we would get an Ichiban Kuji or prize figure Nappa, so definitely very excited for him. Kaioken Goku here looks pretty good. I will say he does look a little bit more like, less red than the initial images kind of led on to be. Like, the bottom is definitely Kaioken, but the top half almost just looks like he's been rolling around in the dirt a little bit. But I mean, still definitely looks like Kaioken. I think it's interesting that the back of his foot only balances on his toe. That's really interesting. That stand's going to have to do a lot of work to keep that man up. Now, there is something a little bit disappointing that I will tell you about the next two figures that we're going to look at. First of all, Cybermen does look great, but our boy Cybermen here and Gohan, which we'll take a look at in literally 2 seconds, both did get shafted because unfortunately neither of them have clear bases like the rest of the figures that we just took a look at. It's not a huge deal, but it is pretty weird that like they didn't keep it consistent with the set, like either make them all clear or make none of them clear. I don't know. It kind of stinks. I guess I understand because it's like probably for how small the figure is, you know, it's obviously cheaper to make these like colored stands that are, you know, the not as high quality material as the clear ones. So of course if it's just going to be the small one, then what's the point of making them clear, I guess, and probably from a money perspective, but still kind of unfortunate. Nonetheless, figures all look good in my opinion. Before we head that way into the Bam Presto section, let's go ahead and we're going to go bop. Oh, perfect, thank you. And then we're going to go bop. These are all figures that we've seen before, obviously. This is that Ichiban Kuji set that, of course, had the Dende, the Gokude Goku, the Z Broly, all that good stuff. Obviously, these figures are still waiting to be released here in the West. We are all patiently waiting. I know I'm waiting on this Goku 100%. Obviously, he looks fantastic. We've seen the finals of this guy for a little while. But yeah, looks great. Cannot wait for this figure. What is the more info page about this? Oh, it's literally just the Japanese page about it. Interesting that they would link that on the English website. But yeah, basically it's just a quick look at all these guys. We have seen all of them before, so again, won't go too into detail, but wow, that actually does look cool. It's still weird to me that how they did these Dragon Balls, how they like connected some of them with the plastic base. Like, I guess I understand, but at the same time, like, why? We have the Super Saiyan version of the Goku figure. Again, doesn't look too bad. I really wish that the whole situation with this guy wasn't really stupid, because obviously, you know, you can literally get that guy. How do I get that to go away? I guess just do this. Obviously, both of these guys come in a package for 50 bucks together, but then you have to pay 35 for the Super Saiyan Goku, so kind of stupid. But it's alright, I suppose. It's Bandai being Bandai. Frieza looks fantastic. Goku's face looks a little bit goofy, but I think it's just the angle that it's at. We have our ridiculous Opera Broly that we've been taking a look at for a little while. Still don't understand why they chose this pose. What are they thinking? I do like the shading though. Why does his like chest look flat? Like, it looks not very rounded in terms of the details on his chest. I will say the face I think fits him the most out of any of the what do you call it, King Cluster Brolys. I do like this Gogeta, even though unfortunately it is like digitally reused assets. Of course, this is supposed to be, or at least what I assume this is supposed to be, because unfortunately a lot of these Gogetas are looking a little similar nowadays. It's not the exact pose, but of course this is kind of when he's chucking Broly to the side. If you're familiar with Legends, obviously the switch in animation for yellow blue Gogeta. But yeah, it's when he just chucks Broly behind him, basically, which is a pretty cool pose. And then, of course, we have our boy Z Broly, which I'm still very excited to get this figure, even though I'm not a huge fan of this movie. I do like Z Broly as a character, and so having one figure of him, I feel, is definitely cool for the collection. So definitely very excited to get him as well. Yeah, look at his muscles, look like a lot more rounded. Like, they look a lot more rounded off than the Dragon Ball Super Broly's ones. Very weird. Interesting, though. No! I am literally learning how to speedrun this thing. Anyway, we're over here now. Just don't click off if you're going to look through this yourself. But either way, now we are taking a look at the GX Materia table here. I am very glad that they chose this line as one of their lines to display, because obviously I feel like right now This is one of Bandai's best lines. And of course, we do have the GX Materia Yamcha, the final image of this guy, which we have not had up until this point. And I think he looks fantastic. I'm glad that this figure stayed looking very great. I assumed that it would stay pretty looking great, because obviously whenever we get a figure sculpted by Varroque or Varquo, still don't know how to pronounce it, it looks great. Every time he sculpts a figure, it looks great. I think there's only one time when Bandai goofed it up. So, very glad that this guy looks great. I think that the Wolfang Fist effect as well not only adds a ton to this figure, but is a very, very good representation of it. And I love the way that it comes to life through the GX Materia sort of, I don't want to call it vibe, because that's like too basic, I feel like, of a way to describe it. But the GX Materia way of doing things, how they represent the effects. Very cool that they decided to show those figures. We do have a very interesting choice of table here. So this is a mix of Super Master Stars Peace and Grandista figures. I suppose what this table is supposed to be is the 2D table. Obviously, this is the Manga Dimensions table before they just called it the 2D ones. Of course, we have Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Rose, Bardock, the new UI Goku, the base form Goku, Vegeta, and the literal rarest best figure on the planet, End of Z, Super Master Stars Peace Goku. It is crazy to see how short this man is compared to this figure, though. Anyhow, though, interesting that they decided to show this particular color scheme for a specific table. I still want to get that Rose, man. I feel like I've never seen that figure literally ever for sale anywhere, like IRL or online. Would love to get that someday. Anyway, here is the Manga Dimensions version of the Ultra Instinct Goku. Y'all know that I am a big fan of this original figure. Funny enough, I am usually a big fan of the Manga Dimensions versions of these figures, but I am not the biggest fan of this figure, if I'm being 100 with you. Not only because of the ludicrous price tag. Keep in mind, this figure is originally at 20 smackers. The fact that they decided to make him 60 for this paint job is absolutely disgusting. I cannot believe that they literally were like, yup, 60 bucks. That's the one, baby. I don't know. Very dumb decision on Bandai's part, but I like the pants a lot, and I love the shoes. I always love Goku's shoes in the Manga Dimensions colors. I think they look great, but his body looks just really weird with this color scheme. I don't know. I think it's just because we haven't had like a fully shirtless Goku in the Master Stars, the Manga Dimensions color scheme yet. Is probably why it's also a little bit off-putting, but I don't know. Just very weird. And I mean, again, $60 price tag is actually the worst. I want to see where the more info tab here leads. Oh, it's just to the Ben Presto website. Okay. Nonetheless, though, glad that they showed those boys off there. Now, this is a table that I know y'all are very excited for. We have the Grandista table here. And, of course, this is a figure that we have been looking forward to for a fat minute now. The Grandista Resolution of Soldiers Son Gohan 2. AKA the Ultimate Gohan Grandista figure. This guy looks absolutely fantastic. I am so happy that this guy turned out really well, and the figure on display here looks great as well. I love this angle in particular here. Cannot wait to get my hands on this figure. This little thing, though, that you can kind of spin the figures around. By the way, this is what the website looks like. It's just you're clicking on this. This little thing right here really exemplifies the laziness of Bandai nowadays, though, because even though this figure looks fantastic, look at the incredible shading on the front, the nice shadows in the details of all of the folds of the gi, and then you you turn that boy around and that's just straight orange. There ain't no shading on that figure now, bro. Ain't nothing to speak of in terms of a little bit of darkness. It would have honestly just been better if they made like two versions of this one, like a shadows one and a non-shadows one. Even though, like, I don't know, from getting both perspective, it'd be kind of dumb. I would almost rather them be consistent and scummy rather than be not consistent and still scummy. You know what I mean? I don't know. Anyway, this is what the website looks like, by the way, if you've never been on this site before. It basically is just a list of every single Dragon Ball figure that's available right now, and all the countries that they're going to be for sale in. Glad that Gohan was on display here, though. Always great to see my man rocking out. We're not going to take a look at this table too much because why they decided to show the Resolution of Soldiers line, literally the worst Dragon Ball figure line in recent time, possibly ever. It's a contender for sure. I will never know because this line is awful, literally, except for like Jiren, and I mean this Goku Black is just average, like we've discussed in previous videos. I can't believe they have Bardock on display, bro. Literally, he's putting me to sleep. Let's keep keeping on here. We also have the Figuarts line on display here, which is pretty cool. Nothing too crazy here in terms of Figuarts releases. These are all figures that have been out for a little while. It's interesting that they chose these that you could take a look at for every single one. Well, I guess it's not all of them that you can click on, but these you also can't do a 3D little run around for. Oh, but Goku you can? Interesting. This is also a little bit deceptive, I will say, because this figure is painted up by somebody who knows what they're doing when it comes to model kits. This figure has been shaded and given a lot of different tones, whereas the actual version of the figure does not look like this, and it is very much a matte finish. I would know because I'm literally looking at the figure on my desk as we speak. So it is kind of like, I don't know, it's weird that they decide to show these guys with a little bit of like, you know, obviously hobby enthusiast paint job on them. I know it's trying to like portray, hey, this is what you're supposed to do with the figure, but it's like kind of misleading because of course it's, you know, not what you get out of the box. I mean, it's not the worst, but still kind of weird in my opinion. Anyway, we have another Grandista table here. This is the Grandista Nero table. Why does Bardock look so big? I know he's up on a stand, but like, holy cow. Still the best Nero figure. I still have to do a video on this thing. I literally have had it on my shelf for so long. I apologize for not doing a video on it. Just been busy with other figures. Grandista Nero Bardock, though, obviously came out the most recently for the Nero figures, and he looks good. I have actually been seeing these figures in the stores recently. This is a new thing from Figuarts Standard, these entry grade model kits. Basically, these are smaller model kits that are a lot less complicated than the regular ones, and they are pretty cool, if I do say so myself. I've actually seen these in Target, funny enough, or you could literally pick one up. 32 bucks for this. Oh, this is just the regular Figuarts Standard Ultimate Gohan. I don't know why they have them over here, but either way, this is the entry grade Goku. On everything, bro, I'm gonna have this more memorized than my actual house at the time of having to do this so many times. Y'all are so glad you don't have to watch this video be edited. Anyway, let's keep on keeping on. I have seen those entry grade figures in Target. Also, something interesting that I found out while speedrunning is you can click the roof and it will still take you to places, which I think is pretty interesting. Alright, so we got the Dragon Stars table here. We're not going to take too much of a detailed look at this because we've taken a look at a lot of these figures already. Somehow on this series we've taken a look at a lot of these Dragon Stars figures. Y'all already know my thoughts on them. I think that the Janemba one is still the best one. I think that they could be better quality even though they are only 20 bucks. They're definitely not bad. They're not the best that Dragon Ball has to offer for sure. But they're alright. Obviously, funny enough, this is what I was talking about earlier, the World Tournament set. I also have this thing. I need to open it up. The problem is I don't really have any good place to display it at the moment, so it's kind of just in storage. I'll get around to it eventually. But this was a summer exclusive dual pack with this shiny Goku. I don't know if this is supposed to be Kaioken because his hair is base form. It's a little bit weird, but obviously this buff Master Roshi that is the Dragon Ball Super look for Roshi. This guy definitely looks very action figure-esque, if I had to give a good explanation on how I feel about this figure. It's just because I'm very critical about this sort of thing that like I'm kind of like about it, you know. I think it could be better is the point that I'm trying to look at or get across to you. We do have a Dragon Ball Evolve table. I've actually not taken a look at any of these figures. I don't even think on the channel. These are little mini figures that are like 10 buckaroonies. I have thought about buying these a couple of times because For small action figures, how well they are articulated, I honestly don't think they're that bad. Funny enough, this Trunks at the moment is kind of being praised for the size that he is and the price that he is, looking pretty good for a Dragon Ball Super Trunks figure, all things considered. Obviously, the line is pretty small right now, only consisting of Gogeta, Trunks, UI Omen Goku, Blue Goku, Blue Vegeta, Broly, Frieza, Jiren, and Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku. The first set of these, which was this Frieza included, kind of looked a little bit meh. Goku looks like, I mean, he's alright. Funny enough, I think that Jiren actually looked pretty good for just like a minifigure, but maybe it's just because he's an alien and the design works a little bit better. Nonetheless, glad that they still had these on display, because obviously this line is new and up and coming, and I think this is like perfect for kids because they're all $10, you know, and the figures actually look halfway decent compared to you, stinky dragon stars. We'll have to go back over there in a second after we look at the Gashapon table here. So we have a bunch of different Gashapon figures. This is very surreal, though, I will say, because, like, this Gashapon stuff is only in Japan. You are literally witnessing me lose my sanity slowly. Anyway, what I was saying is that it's so weird that we have Gashapon, which is a Japanese exclusive thing for the most part, and Dragon Stars, which is an exclusive thing in the States, in one room. I don't know. Just very weird to me. We have high grade on the table here. We have UG. We have UDM. All kinds of stuff. What are the little interactable things here? Oh, so it literally just says high grade series. Then I assume it takes us to... Oh. Okay, well, I've never been there before. There is, to be fair, Gashapon machines in the United States. So I suppose that technically it's not only a Japanese thing. Because, I mean, I've literally gone to local places near me and played a Gashapon machine before that literally looks like this, actually. They look just like this machine. So I guess technically not Japanese exclusive, but obviously like new stuff being pumped out more quickly is always, you know, more of a Japanese exclusive thing. I just noticed, I think that's the new Aider, and is that the freaking... I think that's the legendary Super Saiyan Grade 8 Broly UDM. I can't believe they decided to display that. I'm pretty sure that one isn't an overseas one. That's also Cocoon Frieza right there. Very interesting choices for what they're putting on display here. Obviously, the high grade ones are a little bit more sensical for the States. It is weird though, because like a lot of these are Japanese only. Like that Super Saiyan 4 Broly right there, that ain't coming out in the States. This is older high grade right here with the Super Saiyan Goku and the Super Saiyan 3 Goku as well. Very interesting choices. Like this Paragus and Broly, we actually just looked at them in the last video they came out. I don't know. Oh, you can actually look at it. I didn't even know about this website. Okay, well, this is definitely something to look into later. You can only click these and just kind of like look at them, but cool. Good to know for the future. I will take that into consideration. Thank you, Bandai. So that was pretty cool. We have the Chibi Masters table right here. Obviously, at the moment, we only have the Dragon Ball Super Broly set of Chibi Masters. I'm hoping that they're going to do more Dragon Ball, because right now they're going through a different anime rather than going through just Dragon Ball. So it'll be cool if they do go through more. We do have more Dragon Stars here. Not going to click through much of this because obviously we've talked about these time and time again. And there's nothing new here either, which is kind of what we're aiming for to take a look at here when it comes to everything. Of course, still kind of exploring the booth at the same time. What am I looking at here? I don't actually... What is this? Oh, this is the Limit Breaker series. Okay, so the Limit Breaker series, if you're unfamiliar, are these like big vinyl figures that are a bunch of different Dragon Ball characters. Funny enough, I have the Golden Frieza actually. This picture does not do it justice. It looks a lot better in person. And funny enough, I really don't like this line. I think that it's not too unfairly priced, but I think the faces of the figures look kind of stinky. But funny enough, I think Golden Frieza is the best looking one from the line, and he looks a lot better than that in person. I need to do a video on him at some point, because I did do a video on it a while ago, but I never uploaded it. Yeah, like... Gohan, like, the body looks okay, but his face looks so weird, bro. It looks so weird. What a Cell doesn't look too bad, but that's also just because, you know, alien. The other thing with this Limit Breaker series, though, is that because they're more like vinyl figures, they can only move their arms like 360 and not like outward to the side. So that is another little bit of an unfortunate thing with them. But yeah, I don't know. I just think their faces don't look that good. I wish I could show you Rosé's face closer up. Funny enough, they look really good on display here, but in person, trust your boy, they don't look as good as they kind of portray here. This is another thing that has come to the States. I didn't need to know that this was technically from the Limit Breaker series. The Attack Collection. I have seen this in my local Target. These are basically figures that have a little bit of movement. You can press a button on the back of it and then they move. They're pretty cool, but definitely not something that I would buy just because obviously they're more of a TOY than an actual collectible. Power Up Pack, Vegeta and Goku. These are just for more Dragon Star shenanigans, or they come with these little effects. They're cool if you like Dragon Stars, but again, not the biggest fan of the Dragon Stars line. What is this little table here? These are, oh, this is a UDM, or not UDM, I'm sorry, this is Dragon Ball Adverge. Oh, well that's cool. I didn't even know that these would be on display. That's sick. That's cool. Yeah, we have a couple of different Adverge. Oh, I see. It's because with Dragon Ball Adverge more recently, they released a like big combo pack because they're technically like in their own individual little boxes, but they released these combo packs for the States recently, so that's probably why they have these on display here. Cool though. I did not expect that to be here, and especially to have its own table. We're almost done here. Again, since this isn't figure stuff, we won't take too much of a detailed look at it, but Dragon Ball Super card game had a table, which was pretty cool. Oh look, there's actual Gashapon capsules in there. That's sick. Very good stuff there. They actually had two tables. Wow, I was wondering what that MUI thing was. That's pretty cool. Oh, and then wait a minute. That's not actually the Dragon Ball Super card game. This is Premium Card S. That's really cool that they actually had something for that too. This is another card game that's not as popular in the States. It's a lot more popular in Japan. Obviously, over here, the Dragon Ball card game is a lot more popular. Do they have... Oh, that is Dragon... That really looks like Heroes cards, but no, that is definitely the Super card game. Okay, interesting. And I believe that finally it takes us to the end of our little journey here throughout the online. Oh, wait a minute. I could have just done this the whole time. Were you kidding me, bro? Oh, well. I learned how to speed run the con. Anyhow, thank you guys for coming with me on that little journey. Obviously, we're not done yet. But that housed kind of the majority of the news for today. And of course, since we literally never have an opportunity to take a look at something like this, and the news is pretty light this week in terms of everything else, I figured I would just go through the whole thing. So thank you guys for sitting with me and going through this whole thing, because this was pretty cool. It was almost like doing a Let's Play of this, like, not game. Anyhow, we will see more pictures of all these figures as we go on today. Funny enough, they did actually have some pictures as well, some up-close pictures that are in higher quality of all of this stuff. Obviously, as well, this is like the real-life version of this. So, of course, this isn't taken from the virtual one that we were just looking at. This is like the actual booth that you get to walk through at the convention, which is cool that they had a whole booth set up. I would have definitely taken a picture by the Dokkan booth. I think that would have been hilarious. They actually have a phone there running Dokkan. I wonder if you can actually play it. That's pretty funny. But yeah, so basically just, oh, look at that. They have some SH Figuarts, the Xenoverse and Fighters characters. That's cool. They have a clone Goku on display. Interesting. Yeah, and then obviously all of the pictures that we basically got to see in the actual thing, it's just clear images of all of them. Ooh, actually, I don't think I've seen Goku Black's hair look like that, though. That's a very interesting, like, pearlescent color. I don't know how I feel about that, because it used to be a lot brighter pink, I think. These two look amazing, though. Again, we'll take a closer look at them in a minute. Yeah, bro, they really need to make this an actual accessory, because that Namek spaceship looks cool. Frieza looks good, though. I do like the colors a lot on that alternate version of Frieza. Here's our girl KEFLA, looking very mighty. Let me get a closer up image of that. Unfortunately, the image is like kind of blurry, and that's not even like me. It's just whoever took this picture. I don't know. This figure is going to be very thin, though, but I really like the hair sculpt on this a lot. I'm very excited for this. I really hope we get more pictures of that eventually. Very cool stuff there. No, I can back out of this one and then actually just take a look at the images. Ha! You're not going to make me reset this time, Bandai. But yeah, clear images of everything that was on display that we were taking a look at. Basically just all the figures that we looked at throughout the con. Cool that they have these actual images so that either if you can't, you know, like actually go through this because of your web browser or whatever, or if you're just looking for clear images of all this stuff, you know, you can see it through here. And then obviously as well, if there's something that was maybe blocked by one of like the virtual things, you can actually see it here. This table I do kind of want to take a little bit of a closer look at, only because I do want to see if I was correct on what they were displaying there. This is everything that I assumed was going to be, though. Cool that they have this Dragon Ball Super card game table, though, because obviously the Super card game is not up and coming anymore, really, but I still feel like it over time will still keep growing a lot. Oh, this picture doesn't really help us. Yeah, that's definitely Legendary Super Saiyan Ozaru Broly. I cannot believe that they included that in there. Well, either way, if you guys want to check out the site for yourself, I know we basically went through the whole thing. Definitely check it out, linked in the description. It is really cool that Tamashii is giving us the ability to go through this, and obviously just Bandai and all of the people who are behind this. It is cool that, especially because of everything that's going on in the world right now, we're able to look through this virtually, even if we are not able to attend. I do hope that, even though I'm sure that they will, and I hope that they will keep doing real life events. I am really grateful that they have this as an option, and I really hope that they continue to have this as an option even when everything is, like, you know, back to how it used to be when it comes to, you know, nothing being canceled by you know what. So yeah, I hope that they continue to do this nonetheless, because it is really cool. And I mean, it's almost like a game at the end of the day as well. So alrighty, moving on to Dragon Ball Z of FigureNews.com. We did have our weekly Dragon Ball figure news for the 12th come through. Nothing crazy in terms of figures besides the announcement for it. But we did have the release of the boy, the Maximalistic Vegeta. Obviously, we have seen plenty a picture of this guy up until this point, and we will actually get to see some finals later in this video. I believe this one was more so just for the funnies, because they just released promo image at Ichiban Show Figure Dragon Ball Super. Yeah, this one is just kind of funny, because obviously it is these One Piece characters, and Sailor Moon next to Vegeta. It kind of looks like they're getting married. That's pretty funny. But I will tell you, this actual piece of news is pretty big for one specific reason, and it is, if you recognize this particular figure, this is obviously the Vegito Blue from the upcoming Ichiban Kuji Super Dragon Ball Heroes set, the one with the masked Rosé. Unfortunately, because this figure has been listed and it is literally just called Dragon Ball Super Ichiban Show, excuse me, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegito, what this means is that they are not going to be releasing the rest of the Heroes figures here in the States, because whenever they do a Heroes Kuji, they usually take the characters from the Kuji that aren't specific to Heroes, and then they make them into just like regular figures. I mean, they're still the same figure, but they just don't call them Dragon Ball Heroes for the States. And yeah, so that unfortunately seems to be the case with this guy. Granted, the figure does look pretty good. I do quite like it. The only thing that I see wrong here really is that his arm looks a little bit weird there, but other than that, I mean, it looks pretty solid. I would consider getting it, excuse me, if I didn't have a couple of Vegito Blue figures. I don't know, I might still cop it, just because obviously it'll be a figure that's a little bit easier to get. And obviously Ichiban Kuji figures, I could probably replace for one of my more stinkier Vegito blues in my collection. And obviously, since it's going to be big, that's also a caveat. And if it's a decent figure, which it looks like it's going to be. But unfortunately, it looks like we're going to have to import the Dragon Ball Heroes stuff if we really want to get our hands on it. So definitely keep an eye out on eBay listings when that Kuji set goes up. I would not recommend looking immediately when it goes up because they always overprice it as soon as it comes up. I usually wait a month for that sort of thing because I can unless I can really snipe a good deal. Oh boy, it's getting to that 4 a.m. mark. Let's keep on keeping on. So we did get the announcement of these two during the week, which was super exciting. Of course, this is the Android 17 and Android 18 on the Dragon Ball official website here. Love these loading screens. Absolutely fantastic stuff. These guys look so good. I am so glad that they decided to make both of them as well, because obviously they could have just made our boy MVP 17 and not made Android 18. So I'm very glad that they decided to make them both. This is cool. Obviously, this is not technically a reference to Tech Android 17, even though it kind of is, but it's just because he does his pose from Dragon Ball Super. But as you can see, there is a effect part included with 17, and there are a couple of other accessories included with him as well. Obviously, the Screaming Head is one right there, but of course, this is the punch against Annie Laza, so that is cool that they included that, because obviously that is a pretty big moment for him in the Tournament of Power. I also like the way that they did his legs. That looks pretty cool. It reminds me a lot more of how they seem to do things nowadays with Figuarts, where they make the legs look a lot more seamless and not as much gapping. So cool stuff there. And obviously he has a lot thinner of a build than Goku and pals. So it would make sense that his legs are going to be a little bit thinner. Iconic pose. Funny enough, this is int LR Android 17. Unintentionally it is, but you know, it is. So that's pretty cool. And then obviously we have the both of them kicking right there. And I think that is the end, yes. But obviously now we have the Android 18 to look at. And already this is a really, really cool pose for the character. Because not only is this obviously what it looks like in that big Tournament of Power promotional poster with all of the members of Universe 7, which I guess is also what this pose is supposed to be for Android 17, which is what it's from. But as you can see, there is going to be a piece where you can actually put her hands in her jacket pockets, which is awesome. Definitely not something that they needed to include, but I suppose if the whole gimmick of these figures, now that we've seen it from the Comic-Con stage, is that they're going to be doing a full Tournament of Power lineup, then I suppose it makes sense that she would have this accessory, because obviously I'm assuming they want all the figures to be able to do their pose in the big lineup poster of all of those characters. I am really hoping that they do all of them, though, because I would love to get that full, poster as a posable SH Figuarts thing. That'd be awesome. But yeah, very cool accessory. Obviously, the figure looks great. Not only have we been wanting a new Android 18, by the way, little effect part right there. For a long time, of course, we never really thought that we were going to get the tracksuit look for the character in SH Figuarts form, because, of course, you know, it's just for the one arc. And the rest of the time she either just wears casual clothes or what she normally wears. So very awesome that they decided to go ahead and make her as well. I'm glad, because I know that even though 17 is a awesome character in the Tournament of Power in his own right, and without his sister, I feel like that it wouldn't be complete without the both of them. So very great stuff. Tamashii, my beloved. So happy that we're getting both of those. They, by the way, are available on Premium Bandai for pre-order. I don't know if they are still. Let me go check for you real quick while we go to the next piece here, because I know I was able to pre-order them. Either way, obviously you may be able to get them second hand, but unfortunately, oh well, I mean, it does say, okay, hold on, we have some promise here. Here's the boy Android 17. Yes, you can pre-order him. And pre-orders open the 20th. Okay, so I assume that it is literally just you can pre-order him until they run out. And since this guy is also a web shop, I think he's a web shop exclusive, I believe. Wow, that is pretty cool. Promo images. Nice. I think that you'll only be able to get him from the website here. So basically, you won't be able to get him from like the just normal retailers, I guess would be the best way to put it. Unfortunately, with a lot of these shop exclusives, they tend to sell out pretty quickly. And then obviously you can have a hard time getting them after you miss your pre-order for them. These are some nice images though for different head sculpts. It looks like there's going to be 4. Wavy hair part included to recreate him in battle. Him? That must be a typo. I didn't even mean to like notice that. That's funny. Yeah, her hand can go inside the pocket by using extra part. Okay, well clearly the translation for this is a little bit scuffed, but these are all the pictures that we literally just looked at, so we don't need to look at these again. But still very, very good stuff here. I love them kicking together. That's awesome. Okay, going back here. The latest episode of Dragon Ball Weekly News dropped. Obviously, the SH Figuarts figures for the androids were shown off. Because of course, you know, they hadn't been shown off until that point in Dragon Ball Figure Weekly News, or in Dragon Ball Weekly News rather. I apologize. Then we did have, there are many leaks. Alright, so Vegeta's form, and finally there's a new Supermaster Stars piece, the Bardock figure. This is an amusement figure in Japan, and it's estimated release in August. Obviously, we took a look at this guy in last week's figure news, but you can now pre-order him. I did pre-order the Manga Dimensions version of this guy, so here's to hoping. Here's to hoping that they actually come through with the paint, because the paint on the one that we saw on display at whatever convention that was didn't look as good as this image, so crossing my fingers. Anyhow, that is basically it. This is the only other thing that I guess I can kind of click on to bring up for you, which I know is more of just like a little bit of a dig at Tamashii here, but essentially they're talking about how, unfortunately, with the con exclusives, since they were so hard to get, and like I said, the website was crashing, they just posted the error message from the website. So other than that, though, that is basically everything from Dragon Ball Figure News. Again, thank you guys so much for always holding it down with the nice summaries of everything. Of course, link to the website in the description as always. Moving on to our boy Baggy saying we actually don't have too much. Baggy hasn't been tweeting a lot recently, which, I mean, makes sense because he's talked about that he hasn't been tweeting as much. But nonetheless, we do still have some figure things to look over. Starting here from where we left off last time, unfortunately, WCFs have since September increased in price in the US. Entire set will now knock you back 90. Absolutely not worth it all. Basically doubled. I said near was going to be the start of these increases, and unfortunately, a lot of DB fans just splash money. Yeah, very unfortunate to see that they are just kind of raising the prices on a lot of this stuff and just like getting away with it, I guess. Obviously, 90 bucks for all of this is pretty ridiculous. Like, it was 50, or I would say 60 is acceptable, because obviously, like, they tend to be priced around 10 bucks each. 50 is probably better, though, because obviously it would be 8, and then I believe that math works out in my head. But what, 90 for, I don't even know how many that would be. What, 20, 40, 60, 80? No, it wouldn't be. It would be more like 15, maybe 30. Yeah, it would be 15 for each piece, which is disgusting. Stinky Bandai being Stinky Bandai, I suppose. Alrighty, so this guy, Grandista Materia... Oh, why did I say that so weird? I really am running on low sleep. Uh-oh, we're almost done. Grandista Goku 2, or Grandista... Oh, no, I really am losing it, bro. Hold up. You can do it, Theo. Gambare! GX Materia Goku 2 will release week 1 in November on Japan, so the 1st to the 5th. We'll have to wait to see some IRL pictures of that man later. Here is the Maximanic Vegeta for this guy. We do also apparently have some IRL pictures of this guy. I know that Baggy tweets about them later, but I didn't know that there was an actual website for them. I guess this is just this week's figures. Oh no, that is Slime. I was like, wait, why do I recognize that character? The girl above too was Slime actually as well. Oh no! Let's zoom in a little bit. Why is his face looks good like that? Why does his face look like lopsided there? Am I tripping? Oh, well, I guess that's the end. Okay, well, hopefully we'll get more pictures later on. Interesting. Yeah, we should get IRL photos of these guys soon. Yes, they are good. This was obviously treated before the convention happened. Yeah, this is also why it was not looking good for Heroes either, because of course these other Ichiban Kuji sets dropped for overseas, and Heroes was not a part of it, and they usually do all of that together. So yeah, kind of a big F for that one. Like, remember, the Heroes Kuji release date is mid-November, so there's no chance of being late listings. If there isn't a listing this month, it isn't happening, I'm afraid. And we already know now that it's not happening because the Vegito Blue got released already. Last year, they went out of their way to remove all the DBH branding off the Gogeta Blue and the regular black from the SDBH Saga Kuji. The 10th anniversary Goku didn't release in West, only Asia. I don't see them releasing in the West, unfortunately. L. L for literally me. F in the chat. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot father and son pint glasses look pretty decent, actually. Wow. That's pretty cool. I would honestly be down for that, huh? I might actually pick those up. Those are pretty sick. All but confirmation, no Ichiban show. Basically, Singapore hasn't gotten the Kuji. They usually get the Kuji. But last year, they didn't have the DBH one. So if we ain't getting it, that means no Ichiban show in the West again. Yeah, unfortunate, bro. A bunch of other stuff releasing. Okay, wow. Interesting that it's Kakarot specific merch. Whereas for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot mugs, prefer the Gohan vs. Cell simple better. Well, that's pretty cool. I like the little battle thing. I like the effects on that as well. These are obviously like what wraps around the mugs. Heat change ones are pretty disappointing though. Oh, they just like get a little aura effect. Interesting. Oh yeah, that is Namek Vegeta. That's a good point. That's pretty cool, though. I don't know the last time I've seen Namek Vegeta merch. That's interesting. This sums up the current state of DBZ merch. These started releasing 16 years ago, and the quality is still better compared to... Yeah, unfortunately. These are minifigures from back in the day. A little bit of Dragon Ball history for you in terms of figures. And, yeah, nowadays we ain't seeing nothing like this, unfortunately. These are all Dragon Ball, which is really cool, too. I really like to get a couple of those, actually. I know that sounded sarcastic because of yawn, but I swear it wasn't. I doubt anyone really cares, but these have been delayed from August to September in Japan. Yeah, I don't think anybody cares about those at this point, but obviously we're still going to cover them anyway. Yeah, so it gets worse. It looks like the original Vegito in 2017 wasn't the original itself. Looks to have been recycled from the Master Stars Piece Vegito. Almost sure enough, the hair was almost identical as well. Yeah, so it basically looks like the Master Stars Piece Vegeta, which that figure is an absolute classic. I would love to get my hands on the like actual version of that figure at some point. I mean, this one's a little bit weird for me because like I do like this hair sculpt, but of course reusing assets in any way is big stinky. So yeah, L. Not much else to say on that one, unfortunately. Just more confirmation that Bandai being Bandai, unfortunately. Yeah, a lot of reuse stuff here, though. Though I will say, I am maybe going to wait for the finals before I maybe decide to pre-order this. Only because I do like a little bit of variation in my Super Saiyan Blue figures. Because some of them have this like very cyan hair color. But I do like this very dark blue. If it stays like that, I might cop it. Breaking only Vegeta Blue. Yep. Basically, this was the final confirmation with Vegeta Blue, just like I said. Big unfortunate. Here are the Ichiban show pictures of our boy here. Doesn't look too bad, to be honest with you. I do like this angle a lot, actually. It's weird how his hair goes, like, straight up, though. Like, I feel like it should be going up this way rather than going up, like, crooked. I don't know. Very interesting, though. But definitely not bad looking, if I do say so myself. I might end up picking it up. We'll see. This seems unnatural. I think he's talking about the arm, right? That was the thing that I pointed out. I assume that's what Baggy is talking about there, because the arm looks a little bit wonky. I guess maybe the shoulder looks a little bit weird, too, but it's kind of hard to tell. Funny how Baggy saying don't get it. Well, sorry, bro. Scan the soul wallpaper. Oh, that's cool. Nice. Thank you, sir. Alright, so November Overseas Treasure Rally, WCF. They opted to not pick the Goku and Bulma that was present in all the Japanese versions. Be interesting to see what they pick for December Overseas Treasure Rally 2. Hopefully Truce, Robo, Ozaru, Popo, Goku, and Lunch. Oh, okay, so I see. So they didn't pick the one that was in all of these different ones, and they picked it from different versions of this. Interesting. Yeah, hopefully it's a little bit more unique stuff. I mean, I would definitely not mind Pirate Goku or whatever this Goku is supposed to be. Pilot Goku, I guess. I love the way that his hair is parted. But, like, yeah, definitely Launch and Popo would be awesome. Yeah, I can agree with that, I think. I actually don't know who Robo is. I assume that's... Oh, Robo... Oh, wait, his name is actually just Robo? Huh, I never knew that before. Interesting. Wait, where is... Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I read Oolong in there. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see who they take. I'm speculating we're going to get the second DB Rally in December because One Piece got 2 releasing overseas a month apart for later this year. Interesting. We'll have to see what becomes of that. That'll be very curious to see what they pick and choose from the previous versions of these. So I assume that, like, they're not going to go back and do any more of this. Like, what we have here is what we're getting from this, and then they're going to pick and choose from this. I'm pretty sure that Goku figure is pretty rare too, but I could be wrong on that. The store search for these boys is now live, which basically means if you can get the Ichiban Kuji in your country, then you can search if there's going to be a store near you that's going to have it. Unfortunately, we in the States do not have that luxury. Alright, so here are some more images of the... Wait, Ichiban Kuji, that's the wrong logo. So here are all the different Bardocks. Obviously, we were just talking about these literally like not 2 minutes ago. Here, okay, this looks a lot better than that image that we saw in the last figure news. Phew! Me and that one guy in the comments section right now are wiping our foreheads of sweat. There was one guy in the comment section of the last figure news video that was like, bro, I'm getting the Manga Dimensions Bardock 2. I really hope it doesn't look stinky. Alright, so good. I'm glad that it looks pretty good. At least I think it looks pretty good. And there's the rest of the boys. Yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe it's because... You know what I think it is, actually? Because I was going to say, I almost feel like the Manga Dimensions one looks more like Bardock than the rest of these do. Like, not that these don't look like Bardock, but I feel like he looks the most like Bardock. I think it's because they don't have the black in the mouth that makes it look more natural, that the black lines aren't there. I think that's it, but I'm not positive. Thank you, Baggy, for retweeting this regardless. I know you're not a big Bardock fan. Alright, here is the Maximalic Vegeta. Yeah, I don't think I'm imagining that the eyes look a little lopsided. Like, this angle, it looks good. I mean, I guess he did come out at the same time, so fair enough that they would pair him up. This looks like one of the pictures I take for my unboxing videos. It's funny. Oh, why does he... The promotion image looks like the eye is, like, almost bigger on the left, but then the final one looks like it's bigger on the right, but then when you look at it from this angle, it doesn't really look like that. His face does look very weird, though. I would really hope it looks better in person. We'll have to see, though. Game Station still haven't sold out of the May Solid Edgeworks Goku in Japan. Told you they'd struggle to sell out. Wow. That's crazy, yeah. Especially considering how stinky these figures ended up being. Yikes. Alright, so, we did already get this. Should get the... Oh, no, we didn't see this yet. Should get the November DBH Vegeta Blue S in a box size soon. Since black is the same height, I assume they have the same box size. For those who wanted to import, gotta hope the box size isn't ridiculously big. Now, her box shouldn't be big. However, unlike black, she is one per store, not a Saiyan, and part of the mainstream game. So her, yeah, market value will probably be the highest of all the figures. Yeah, would make sense, to be honest. Hopefully it won't be too bad, though. Solid Edworks, August, Trunks, correct production images. Don't think I ever posted the correct ones. Anyway, these were taken 7 months before the release, so hopefully they have undergone some changes. And, oh boy, y'all are not going to be happy about that statement when we get to it. Never seen this before, so the gist of the translation for this official description of the GX Materia Goku 2 seems that they are encouraging game stations to order GX Materia Goku not only for domestic Japanese folk, but also for the potential tourists. There isn't any of this on the November stuff. Interesting. I'm trying to think, is there, like, something specific in Japan that happens in November that tourists would be there for? Or do they just mean, like, in general? Because, I mean, obviously there's tourism in Japan all year round, but, like, Thanksgiving? I don't know. That's an American holiday. I'm really not sure. Kind of weird. All right. So we do have some more pictures of these guys. Yeah. I mean, oh, wow. Actually, I really like that. Wow. Hold up. That looks kind of heat. I ain't even going to lie, bro. That looks kind of good. I like the black and white one. That's pretty sick. And yes, thankfully the Manga Dimensions one looks pretty good in my opinion. What is this comment? I'm interested in seeing this. It looks good, but I'm disappointed. They always make, excuse me, good figure for the same character while their character... Yeah. Excuse me. Basically, Omacha had Chala holding it down with figures. I mean, true. With images of this figure, though, for wherever these guys were shown off. Yeah. Like, what is wrong with his face? Why does it not look as good as the Manga Dimensions one? I don't understand. It's partially the black, but the teeth just look weird. Yeah, something about it definitely makes the face look off. It's also like too flat? Wait, there is no black there? Is it really just the shadow? Well, this one's the original. Funny enough, I always thought that this one was the original one, but I believe that one is the tones. Interesting. This one looks more like a bootleg, funny enough, with how the color scheme is. Yeah, the face looks so weird. Let me get to the mouth again. Yeah, there's no black line. Why? There has to be some dark line that makes it look like that. Oh, low-key, I almost think this one looks the best, funny enough. Maybe it's just because the weird coloring doesn't impair how the face looks. I do think the mouth is a little bit weird, though, like on all of them. Like, it's a little bit too cartoony, almost. Bro, why is it so cool? Maybe I should have switched my pre-order to the to the black and white one. Holy cow. That looks kind of sick. Yeah, the Manga Dimensions one definitely looks good, though. Definitely does look good, though. Sorry, I know my brain just short-circuited there. Oh, man. Now I kind of want to get the... Okay, well, that does look pretty cool. That screenshot's a little bit more convincing to get it. Yeah, I think it looks good. I don't know. The black and white one, though, is kind of heat. No cap. I kind of love it, though. I think it's just because the unfortunate thing with this particular figure, because of the sculpt of the figure, right? The Manga Dimension colors don't get to shine as much as they do on other figures. Obviously, on Grandista and Super Master Stars P, since those are usually like a lot more vertical of a pose, right? You can get a lot more dynamic paint on there, which sounds kind of funny to say, but I'm not sure how else to describe it really. But because he's so scrunched up, it's a lot harder to see the details of the intricate paint job. You can see the brighter blues compared to some of the darker ones there, but still. Man, where did I'll have to figure out where I pre-ordered this guy. Low-key, I might pick up the black one because that looks kind of heat. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, so this obviously was all the promo images we saw before for 17 and 18, so we're not going to take too much of a look at that. November, Ichiban show estimated packaging sizings. Vegito is the only one undecided for, looks like we'll have to wait until release and hope the size isn't too big for black. On that note, Japanese release date should be around 12th to 13th for November that week. That's all the information to review each Kuji now. Until we get close to release, unfortunately, bro. And that'll not be for a while, so definitely keep an eye out. July Kuji releases Saturday 31st in Japan, and BOS is due the first half of August. Wouldn't surprise me if the BOS releases a week beginning 2nd to match the Kuji. It'll be cool to have these guys side by side as well to kind of like see the differences in how they do the Kaioken style. All right. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Flying lipstick. That's funny. Oh yeah, this is a bootleg piece of Dragon Ball merch I just thought was pretty funny with Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta in Battle of Gods. I don't know, bro. Maybe Baggy just didn't watch that part of the movie. I remember that clearly. Oh yeah, my man had 2 opportunities to get the brush version of this guy for a good price. Yeah, F in the chat. Because he's wondering if you should have done it considering how rare it is. I feel that, bro. Alright. Moving on up, where are we with figures? I think there's a couple more things, and then we're almost done, basically. Bad news for DBH fans. Amazon shipping estimate for Vegeta was higher than Cooler. Cooler's estimated box size was 33. Not looking good for importing black. Really? Wow. Because Cooler is going to be really big. And by the way, I'm actually considering getting this guy now because on E-Night Media, he's actually cheaper than 50 bucks by a landslide. So I might actually cop that boy. We're going to be approaching 2022 and was now expecting we have some figures of these guys. So far, just one UDM of Bergamo. But yeah. Dang, I would like some figures of those guys actually. That would be pretty cool if I do say so myself. Oh yeah, this is not Dragon Ball related, but I just wanted to show this to you because this looks sick. I might have to like low-key pick all these up because this is sick. This is Yugi, the last one is Kaiba, and then the prize B is the Blue Eyes. That is insane. I definitely have to pick these guys up. I'm hoping that maybe some of the sites that I buy stuff from will have these. I'll have to keep an eye out though. Very cool though. I love the way that they did the background effects. See, this is another thing too that like just kind of shows how much they could be doing with Dragon Ball, but they don't, because like these are literally on the stands for the figure. Like, come on, bro. All right. Thread, any merch stuff you may have missed these past few days. September wafer sticker samples released for Japan September 4th. Adverge Motion releases in Japan August 21st. I don't think that we've actually seen the bigger images of these yet, at least as far as memory can serve. November Kuji will be distributed by Lawson as expected, although be surprised if the number of stores is as high as last year's. Store aluminum bottle got revealed that indeed Gohan is on the other side. Oh, yeah, I remember we were wondering about that at one point. That's cool. Yeah, so we'll, man, I really want to know more about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Kuji, because it's so cool, bro. Anyhow, here's the Dragon Ball Adverge Motion 5. These are the IRL picks. I do believe we've seen these before. Thankfully, KEFLA is probably the best looking one, which he's the only one without a figure, I guess, up until now with the SH Figuarts one, so hopefully, we get another figure for her. But yeah, I mean, the Nappa and Raditz look alright. I think Vegeta looks better than Goku, but they still both look a little bit goofy, IMO. Oh, here we go. Slightly better look at the wafer sticker packaging, thanks to DBS Hype. What do we have in here? Ooh, Shadow Dragons? Wait, hold up. Let me take a closer look at this. Hello, Bardock. Yo, the Shadow Dragons? We have never gotten them in a wafer sticker set, I don't think. That's really cool. I love that Gogeta sticker as well. Obviously very sick. Vegito. Ooh, okay. Zamasu, SSBK, Mai, Rose. Interesting. I hope we can get a better scan of this at some point. I mean, I guess I will have this in my hand in a couple of days, so I guess I'll just be able to get a better picture of it myself. Oh my gosh, there's a Kid Jiren card? That's crazy. That's pretty cool. Oh, baby Jiren. Teen Jiren. Wow. That's neat. All right. From Store Group, DBS Lunchbox featuring mostly promo art from the international artist. Interesting. I mean, this is cool if you're into this sort of thing, or if you just need a lunchbox, I guess. Pretty cool, though. Oh, no. Oh, no. All right, so here's what I was talking about, that we have a bunch of final images of some various figures here. Solid Edgeworks is leaning again. Oh, yikes, bro. And they definitely did not Change the face on him. What were they thinking? I'm so happy I didn't pre-order this figure. Oh my gosh. This stinks, bro. I can't believe that they actually kept it like that. Very unfortunate. Thankfully, though, Kaioken Goku and Yamcha, which I think is what most people cared about, actually did end up turning out pretty good. Solid Edgeworks Goku looks alright. Obviously, since it's just another Super Saiyan Goku figure, I doubt many people will really care about it. I don't really care about it, like, at all. Nice, I will say, though, on their part, that they made the base so small, because even though it is like a spread-out base, they didn't make the extension for it ridiculous like they have for some other figures on my shelf. FES Super Saiyan 3 Goku, even though I love that figure a lot. Videl looks good, too. I'm glad that this figure wasn't destroyed in between the production images and the final product. I think that the final product looks good. I think it almost looks better than the actual production images, which is cool. So, VF Goku will not have foot bases. Okay, so wait, so Solid Edgeworks and BF Goku will not have foot bases. FEF finals look dreadful. Solid Edgeworks looks like it's very limited. Good angle. BOS and GX material look good. Okay. So, oh, this is the other thing. Yeah. Interesting. Obviously, these are a little bit scuffed. This is still so weird that they decided to make a Z version of this Gogeta, considering it's the Dragon Ball Super Broly promo art. Where is the halo? I swear they said, that we read about in another figure news video that they were going to add a halo to this figure. Super Saiyan 4 Goku looks awful, though. Please don't buy this. There's so many better Super Saiyan 4 Goku figures. I mean, this Super Saiyan Goku looks alright, though, if I may be so bold. Hopefully we'll get a clearer picture of it. Yes, very excited for these two. Oh, hey, Raspy, what's up, bro? I didn't know Raspy. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know Raspy followed that. You this sick. August overseas 2D Goku final. Expected shipment August into Asia. So from the week beginning the 16th onwards, I would assume. Yeah. We took a look at this guy a little bit earlier. I kind of gave my thoughts. Again, I like the hair. I like the pants. I think it's just the body that looks really weird with the coloring. Okay, so we have, oh, even better pictures. Oh my gosh, look at the red. That's sick. Yo, okay, so the BOS Special 10 Goku. I will say, funny enough, my only complaint with this figure is that his actual, like, skin, like, the body, I feel like, really does not look like Kaioken. Like, his skin looks base form. His hair looks like Kaioken then, where it's, like, the kind of chocolate brown under the, like, reddish aura. But then the pants look crazy red. I really like the red of those pants, so, oh, that is cool. Yeah. That's probably the only angle that Solid Edgeworks Trunks will ever look good from, and that's a fact, bro. Okay, so Burning Fighters. This is the Goku I wanted to see. So, the sculpt work is like just aight. Oh, there's some gapping there. Why is this like straight? Because I could see if maybe like the plastic of the orange was layered over. And this looks not cut either properly. Ooh, those look really bad. I hope that that's also just the bang blocking more of the eye, and it doesn't actually look like that on the final product. Also, the hair is like a little bit shiny. That's interesting. I thought it was going to be a matte finish. And thankfully, Yamcha looks amazing. Bless. Because he could have turned out awful. And then we have the Solid Edgeworks Goku. Okay, so we have a more close-up picture of this guy. Wow, that face looks really good, though. Again, I'm just not that excited about it because it's just another Super Saiyan Goku figure, but I like that face a lot. It does look like... Okay. I feel like it doesn't look bad, but it doesn't look like how I would say Goku would look, but it almost looks like, instead of just looking bad and kind of off, it just looks like another artist's interpretation of Goku, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. So yeah, overall, not too bad. I was hoping that this figure would be okay, because I know that this line is sculpted, I think, by Nakazawa, if memory serves. Oh. Well, one thing I can say is at least his face sculpt definitely looks better than the production images. It looked much worse in the production images. They made it better, which is good, but like, still I don't understand this pose, bro. It's like, what attack? Is he doing the Masenko? That's the only Dragon Ball attack that I could think would be that hand position, but I don't think Forku does that attack. And here's the Grandista Goku. Wow. Well, okay. See, in person, this doesn't look that good in this screen, or in this screenshot, in this photo, because of course the lighting is not good for it here. But this does also kind of show how weird it looks with the skin, because like the rest of it, you can really tell the paint job is crazy cool, but the hair and the pants are definitely what stand out. Funny enough, even though I'm not the biggest fan of the Nero Omen Goku, the Grandista one, he might work better for the manga dimensions only because he has a shirt on and they can do a little bit more with the color scheme. Oof. Yikes. Yeah, no, it is, yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, so this was the day that everything got revealed, KEFLA. Look at the boys, let's go. Yeah, baby. Yeah, we got the finals of these homies like we took a look at earlier. KEFLA 1. Obviously, we have more angles of KEFLA. Of course, this is just from the thing that we looked at already. We already looked at these different Gohan and Yamcha and Goku pictures. So we're just going to kind of skip through all of that. Yes, he does look fantastic, though. Ooh, I'm really hoping that he looks good. Yeah, I do agree though. His forehead does look a little bit big, but not the worst that I've seen. Super Master Stars Piece Bardock will now be out for Asia. 2 photo credit M toys. 2D will be coming out in 2 days in Japan. You're probably able to get the regular 3 versions for less than 5,000 yen on the aftermarket soon. Bardock really isn't that sought after. The character overseas hasn't sold well at all. I kind of want to get the black and white one. I'm not going to lie, though. Which, I don't want to get 2 versions of that figure, but I don't know, man. Oh, yeah, so here we go. So here's some more pictures of him. We did kind of, take a look at him on the spinny thing, but UI, 2D UI doesn't work at all. I'm certainly not paying 3 to 4 times more for it. Lower half doesn't look too bad, but the upper half just looks silly to me. Yeah, that's basically what I said. Overseas version exclusive remains the best version of the UI Grandista. Oh my Goku Maggie's spinning, bro. Hey man, Maggie, let's go. I like that tweet, bro. And I still do agree with this. Yes, sir. All right. What if Burning Fighters Goku is actually based off the illustration instead of the other one? This would explain why the figure doesn't have the blue shirt wrap around the neck. If so, then we might have another shot at Saiyan outfit Trunks. Oh, I've never seen this illustration before. So, right, because some people were thinking that it might be this that it's based off of, which also wouldn't make sense because Goku's looking up in that piece of art, but he's looking forward here. But that would make more sense if it was based off of this piece of art, which I wouldn't mind getting armor of these. Hopefully we do, because that would be cool. Fingers crossed for sure that Baggy's theory is correct on that one. I 100% agree with that. Hard to say if this is the final or not because no foot bases generally mean. Generally, if we see the bases, that means finals. However, other figures already released that were shown off that didn't have foot bases, so hopefully this is the final. Yeah. Definitely hoping for that too. But that is everything from today's episode of Dragon Ball Figure News. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what was your favorite part of today's video. I'm going to assume that a lot of you will probably say KEFLA because, of course, it has kind of become a meme on this series of how long we've been waiting for KEFLA, and I cannot believe we actually have a KEFLA figure coming now. I'm so excited. Of course, I'll keep you guys updated on when you can pre-order this and all that good stuff on this series. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, links to everything that we took a look at in the description below. And other than that, we'll catch you in the next one. Dokkan Assets out. Peace.